Right, good afternoon and welcome along to 90 Minutes Live match highlights. We are at Waltham Park for the Southern League Division 1 Central game between Ware, who are warming up over there as you can see, and they are facing Waltham Abbey, who are just down the other end over there. So do remember, we are on social media. There's our friend Michael. Good afternoon, Michael. Good afternoon, boys.
We're just going to look breathing.
So as I was saying, we are on social media. We are on X and Instagram, which is 90 Minutes CHR. We are also on Facebook, which is 90 Minutes Live, and on TikTok, which is 90 Minutes Live 7. So before we get on with those match highlights, let's take a look at the two team lineups.
Waltham Abbey join us. Let's take you through those team lineups. As far as Ware are concerned, 3 changes from the team that went down 2-1 at Barton Rovers this time last week, and one notable returnee. Though we'll start with Fred Burbage in goal. The back four will have Steph Giorgio at right back, David Sota at left back, Jack Grosvenor's back in the centre of defence to join Darian Furlong. In midfield, Freddie Moncur, Alex Warman is back there alongside him, with Jack Dreyer playing just in front of those two. Into part of a front three, they will have Joe Diamond on the left, John Clements through the centre, and Theo Ofori is back. The referee this afternoon is Neil Morrison. He's a train driver. He comes from North London. And we get underway with a long ball going out on that far side, headed down by David Sota. A little bit of a zip, I think, possibly develop on this 3G surface with the conditions, as we've had a lot of rain and yet more to come down. Waltham Abbey, of course, have got those green and white hoop shirts with the black numbers on. Make life easy for a commentator, that, doesn't it?
Got back from doing a delivery, switched the van back on, and the radio came on, and I thought, hang on, I know that voice.
As Theo Ofori plays the ball down this near side for Steph Giorgio. Steph Giorgio going to tee up the cross. He gets it over. It's headed up in the air. And on the far side, Joe Diamond will pick it up. Still inside the 18-yard box. Pips it across. Nobody can get hold of it. Avenue heads it to the edge of the area where he finds Freddie Moncur, but Ware still in possession with Joe Diamond. Another one low across the box. John Clements came in, complete air shot, and the ball will go out on this near side for a throw into Waltham Abbey, which Tamatope will take. Puts it back at his own half. Andrew Trivano all the way back to Brad Robinson. We've had 6 minutes here and 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf Direct. Well, we've had a little bit of pressure, but neither goalkeeper have had too much to do. But this end now, Fred Burbage might, as Baker fires in the shot, goes over the top. But, he's a dangerous player on that right-hand side. He didn't play against Hertford, but he was the player really that made the difference against Ware at Cappershot.
He did.
And it's this time to Shogbeni. Shogbeni's long ball forward. And he's got Prince Domify on his bike, and we know he's one of the quickest players in the league, and he's managed to keep the ball in down by the corner flag here. Oganowo's got it now. Tries to go down that touchline and bring the ball across the box. He does bring it across the box. Here's Ben Baker. Couldn't just bring it down. And he's being shadowed there by David Sota. David Sota does a good job and puts it behind for the corner, but it just didn't drop for Ben Baker. Corner again. Ben Baker chips it high, lands on the head of Jack Grosvenor to the edge of the area. Oganowo picks it up. It's Baker again, drives it across the box, out by Steph Giorgio. Surely that was handball against Ioma, but the referee wasn't very well placed. Waltham Abbey a chance to put the cross again. Baker puts it in, out by Furlong. Riding's completely makes that hash of the volley, and Ware will bring it away on this near side with Theo Ofori. Theo's bolts by Corensen. The referee doesn't do anything. Theo has an accusing look back at Mr. Morrison. He wasn't interested, and meanwhile at the other end there's an offside flag that goes up, and it's just one of those strange ones really. I think if Theo would have gone down there, he would have got a free kick. halfway line. Jack Grosvenor's come up from the back. He plays it short to Theo Ofori on the edge of the area. Theo goes down again. John Clements picks it up, fires in the shot, bounces off of Shog Benny and away for Ben Baker on that far side. Oh, Tematobi's given the ball away to Joe Dearman. Joe's in the box here, fires it in. That looked like handball here. Well, it was neat actually. Well, there wasn't too much. There was a shout of handball, and it was Abdu Shog Benny who went down. I think the ball hit his arm, but I guess there wasn't a lot he could do about it. Only as far as ridings, high ball towards the halfway line, headed on by David Socha towards Joe Dearman. Further down the line, look for John Clements. Tribanu is the defender. John managed to keep it in, plays the ball back to Freddie Moncur. Freddie going towards that corner flag, and Freddie wins a corner for Ware. First one for the home side. And the corner is going to be taken on that far side by Alex Warman. Aaron Furlong just making the late trot into the box. Joe Dearman's on the edge of the area. Was unmarked, with Baker spotted him now. Corner's going to come across from Alex Warman to the far post. Oh, Robinson missed it, he's gone in. Oh, calamity for Brad, but a goal for Alex Warman. First one back in a Ware shirt, and Ware lead here by a goal to nil after 18 minutes, and a goal scored perhaps partly because of the weather, but in the strangest of circumstances.
As you say, very unfortunate circumstances for Brad. Great corner there for Alex. He's put it into the box, good bit of height on it, and it's just hurled nicely right into towards the goal.
It's going to be a throw-in to Ware. They lead here by a goal to nil. Other two games in the division. Hertford home to Kempston. We'll be in touch with that at half-time, as we will our Cirencester are doing against AFC Dunstable. Both of those like we are today on 3G pitches. Ball lands with Silverman, finds Baker on the halfway line. It's David Socha to it. Tematobe's making the overlap. There's plenty of green and white shirts forward here. Arani Onwia heads it forward, and in the end it wasn't going in, but Steph Giorgio didn't know, and he had to take some action and did, and headed it behind for a corner. Turns it all the way back to Brad Robinson. Brad's put under a little bit of pressure by John Clements on this near side. Finds Ogonowu, who gets the ball past Steph Giorgio, still going, evaded the challenge of Darian Furlong, but in the end his cross is snuffled out by Freddie Moncur just inside the area. Finds John Clements, does well to hold on to the ball under real pressure. Here comes Jack Dreyer forward, plays the ball looking for Joe Dearman, but in the end it was Tematobe who got there first. Flag goes up for offside, but that's what John Clements is all about, isn't it? The way he shielded that one. Yeah. Darian Furlong will take the free kick for Ware. In fact, he's going to leave it for Freddie Burbage on their half of the centre circle. 26 gone with Pete and Simon here on 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf Direct, bringing Step 4 football every Saturday throughout the season. So far so good. We're leading by a goal to nil as the ball comes off the head of Shog Benny and goes out for a throw in Ware, parallel to the edge of the 18-yard area. Not sure if Darian Furlong fancies it, but he does. Be the first one of the afternoon. In a bit of a torrid time at Kappa Shots, because it's so sort of goes short, the run-up space between the line and the side of the ground, that he didn't really get a chance to put a decent long throw in. He was going up a banger half the time, so opportunity on home territory to fling one in here that he does, and maybe just about deal with it, but it's back, pushed across the area. Jack Grosvenor goes up, it's Joe Dearman on the edge of the area, thought about the shot. Omo was in the way, back in as Brad Robinson comes out. Freddie Moncur hits it, but it's high over the top, and I think there was a flag up as Brad Robinson went down under challenge from Jack Grosvenor, and Brad's going to need a little bit of treatment from Jessica. Only a couple of clean sheets though, and that's been the main problem really for Ware this season, because two teams out there in the park are the two highest scorers in the division. Ware have got 49, Waltham Abbey have got 50. And Steph Giorgio breaks forward here, finds Freddie Moncur. Where's the problem is only Abbey have conceded more. In by Joe Dearman onto the head of Jack Dreyer, but couldn't quite control it. Came to him late, and in the end it goes wide of the target. Once more, Ware looking, getting players forward, and it's got to be said, down that left-hand side with Joe Dearman, they look dangerous. He waves players away from him, bends his back against the fence, throws it to the edge of the 6-yard box. It will break for the shot to come in and then be blocked on the edge of the area. Ridings will pick it up, going left to right and backwards, but finally finds Gorenteng midway inside the Ware half. His cross meets the head of Prince Thomas Fry, but loops up into the air, and is easy meat for Fred Burbidge, who just says calm it down a little bit. Approaching the half time, has to turn away from Alex again, terrier-like, and almost gives the ball away to a foray. Shog Benny does well, with long legs coming forward on this near side to Nathan Gorenteng. Gorenteng out time for Oganowo, who's got absolutely no change in this first half. Out of Steph Giorgio, who's been solid as a rock and comes forward. Steph still going forward, Steph Giorgio still going, and fires it over the top. Well, he's gone that far, he had options right and left. Perhaps would have been better to choose them. But in the end, who could decry him the chance of going for glory there? Another great run by the young fullback that's become a big part of his game. Just couldn't provide the finish. Abdul Shog Benny's just got himself in the book, so not quite sure what that was. May have been something happened at the other end of the pitch, I think, when Steph started that run, but he's got himself a yellow card anyway, and that's going to be the end of the action here at Waltham Park in the first half. Alex Warman's corner after 18 minutes that deceived Brad Robinson is the difference between the two teams. Referee's going to have a little bit of a word, Mr. Morrison, I think, from, they were heading towards him. It's the assistant manager, Spencer Harrison, for Waltham Abbey, who was aiming at the referee. But referee just calmly walking in. Quite know what that was all about. I think he's had too bad a half at all. But it's Ware who are in front. They've had the better of the opportunities. They've had more of the ball, and they just about deserve their 1-0 lead, I think. Change at all out of Steph Giorgio. So he's been replaced. Jason Hallett's on. His scoring record is immaculate in non-league football, and of late very impressive. 7 in his last 6 games for Jason Hallett. Left-hand side of the Ware box, Steph Giorgio is the defender in front of him. Prince gets the ball over, headed out by Darian Furlong as far as Joe Dearman, brings it down nicely and then gives it away to Asher Silverman. Down the line for Ben Baker. Baker's ball across the box is easy for Fred Burbidge as there's wrestling going on. Round about the penalty spot, Giorgio gets involved. It's all getting a little bit feisty inside that Ware area. Well, I've got a feeling there could be cards here, and I think there could be a couple of red ones.
I think definitely, I don't know what happened initially, but I think Steph will find himself a little bit in trouble there, I don't know, as I say, what happened, but, he's gone up and he's just shoved those back over, that's all that I saw. It's, I think the referee's got something to see.
Darian Furlong and the Hallett it was, who were literally wrestling round about the penalty spot. They then all got involved. Steph Giorgio got himself involved. Nathan Gorenteng was in there as well. Courtney, the Ware physio, is coming out to deal with Darian, who's still down inside the area. The referee is trying to sort it all out. He's having a word with one assistant and then with another before he produces any cards, or maybe doesn't produce any cards at all. I'll be surprised if he doesn't. Well, here comes Mr. Morrison, who's going to produce a red. Who was that for? He's shown a red card. We've seen it. It's got to be Jason Hallett. I think John Clements was closest to it. He wasn't quite precise. Jason Hallett's been sent off, and I think Steph Giorgio is going to follow him in a minute. I think it's going to be 10 against 10 here, and it is. It's a red for Steph Giorgio. So, as suspected, a 10 against 10 here. Hallett's only played 11 minutes of the second half. He's got his marching orders. Steph Giorgio, even from our biased perspective, he just cannot do what Steph did there, so he deserves a red card. He comes Ware's 4th of the season. Kieran Bishop, Darian Furlong getting the other two. And so it's going to be 10 against 10. Corner taken quickly on that far side. Brings in Correnteng. Correnteng puts it across the box, out by Jack Grosvenor. Jack continues his run against Tematope. Neither of them get the ball, and then it's given away to John Clements. 2 against 2 here. Forey going through. Here goes 3-0, but the ball is just overcooked. Ware could have been in there. But John Clements' ball had too much on it. Long kick forward by Fred Burbidge. Richard Ennin trying to get into the play. He does now. Picks up the ball midway inside the Waltham Abbey half. Plays a good ball to Joe Dearman, right hand side. Joe Dearman coming forward. Iona's the defender. Doesn't do it well. Joe fires in the shot and bounces off the top of the goal. I don't think Brad Robinson would have got that, and it dips just a couple of feet beneath. But certainly well worth a try, and super ball from Richard Ennin. The ball, he's had another one of those neat games, and he's popped up when he wanted to pop up. He's got the goal which separates the two teams. Again into a very good signing as Theo Ofori drives the ball in from the edge of the area, but all the way along the ground, and Brad Robinson lets it go wide for a goal kick to the visitors. Akambuini gets the ball back. Here's Silverman, chance of firing a shot, bounces off of Darian Furlong, and it's basketball at the moment because we're coming the opposite direction. Theo Ofori finds John Clements. He's only got Ofori up there. He's got Richard Ennin on the far side now as Alex Warman picks the ball up. Richard Ennin will pick it up. Joe Dearman makes the run outside him. Richard Ennin comes inside. Richard Ennin fires it in with the left boot, but in the end doesn't get enough behind it. Wide for a goal kick to Waltham Abbey, which Brad Robinson will take. Brings in Asher Silverman. Silverman to his left to Akambuini, very much the midfield two now with Ionia pushed forward and almost front line. Baker on this near side has picked the ball up. He looks suspiciously offside as he drives it in, and Fred Burbidge gets a foot to it and it goes out for a corner, but surely there should have been a flag there.
Well, it was offside to me.
It's another one of those. Jack Broughton got the foot wrong, isn't he?
No, I mean, obviously it's only the second game that we've seen him play, but I think in both ones, his performance. He's there right now, as we said before, he's right there right now, geeing up the players, so come on, let's keep it tight, let's keep going, and he's a good addition to that central defence. And as we said before, Pete, they needed a voice, and he seems to have taken that role on.
I think his signing and the signing of Alex Warman could have changed Ware's season. Both of them missing last week, of course. Prince Tomafry's got himself in the area here, pulls the ball across the box, but Fred Burbidge collects it very easily. Akambuini again plays the ball to the edge of the area where it's fallen and shoved forward by Trivenu, and in the end plays a peach of a pass to Theo Ofori. Theo's got Joe Dearman going outside him. Joe Dearman down the right, only John Clements in the box. Theo Ofori going to join him now. Ball's puts across the box, headed out by Harrison Walker. Prince Tomafry a chance to turn on the afterburners and go forward. He's pulled down by Alex Warman, and that will be a yellow card for Alex. And as we were having abandoned the squad, we were before the game having a little bit of a conversation about blue cards, and the man just down in front of us and said, well, that would be a blue card, and I guess it probably would.
I think it would be, yeah, absolutely.
So Joe Dearman is our 90 minutes live in association with the Easy Shelf Direct Man of the Match. Congratulations to Richard. As the ball is thrown into the Ware box, and Jack Grosvenor just thumps it forward, looking for John Clements. Alex Warman now for Theo Ofori. That is a peach of a ball from Alex Warman. Theo Ofori against Harrison Walker. Theo turns right, turns left, but fair play to the 18-year-old. He did well. Dumps into the back of Richard Ennin. And it's a red card for Harrison Walker. Waltham Abbey go down to 9. Harrison Walker is sent off in injury time for thumping to Richard Ennin. Darian Furlong's got himself involved again. It all ends in a heated mess down by that dugout. And well, away goes young Harrison Walker. Waltham Abbey down to 9 men. We've got a free kick deep inside Waltham Abbey territory. Waltham Abbey down to 9 men, and that's going to be it. The referee draws a close to it. Cheers from the Ware fans, shaking heads from the Waltham Abbey faithful, and Ware have got themselves right back on track thanks to Alex Warman's 18th minute goal, scored direct from a corner. Doesn't tell the full story though. 3 red cards in the second half tell the story of a feisty encounter between these two sides. First red cards coming 11 minutes into the second half, and there was a wrestling match on the penalty spot between Darian Furlong and Jason Hallett. Had only been introduced at half time. Steph Giorgio got himself involved in the shenanigans afterwards. Giorgio and Jason Hallett both being shown red. 2 teams down to 10 men, and then as the game petered out, it was a red card with a horrendous challenge, it's got to be said, by the young substitute.